Damn, it's like 11:32 right now, bro. That's actually crazy. But I'm making a video because I wanted to. So yeah. So I'm kind of an anime fan. I wouldn't say I'm a full-on weeb because honestly, I don't really watch anime like that. I kind of just watch what's hyped up on Twitter. So maybe one day that'll be different, but as of right now, that's kind of what I'm sticking to because I don't have a great schedule. And I decided I want to try watching the spring anime season. But sadly, whenever I decided that, they already had like 20 anime out, so it's going to be kind of hard to catch up before I decide I want to make this video. In which case, by the time I make it, even watching the ones I've listed, it would be too late for the spring anime season, and I would have had no video to make unless I wanted to do summer, which I kind of don't. So, yeah, I'm just going to go over which ones I'm going to be watching and why. So first off, I got Konosuba. Now I've not even watched the very first episode of Konosuba, but I hear it's one of the good isekais. You know, it's one of the few good ones. It's actually really funny, and I'm somebody that's a sucker for comedy. I've actually said on record that comedy is better than love. You know why? Because even if you love yourself, that can possibly fade away, but comedy's forever. So yeah, comedy rules, and apparently Konosuba is actually funny, and it's one of the good isekais, which is very few to be honest. So I actually want to give that a watch to see if I'm actually the one with the superior opinion and that everybody else is wrong, or if everybody else is actually right for once in their lives. I also plan on giving Demon Slayer a watch. I mean, I've already seen a little bit of it. It's not like the craziest story ever, but you know what? I'm kind of watching it, just enjoying just the nice animation. You don't always need a really like super deep story to enjoy something. Sometimes just a nice little action oriented show, some just to let your mind go numb to and just watch the clean animation and cool fights. That's actually really good sometimes, and I do think Demon Slayer does that really well. So, yeah, gonna be watching that. Mushoku Tensei 2. Now, I've not even seen Mushoku Tensei 1, but I've seen clips every now and again, and you know what? It actually has entertained me from the clips I've seen, so I'm gonna have to give it a watch one day. I don't know when that'll be, but it will be eventually. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Spice and Wolf. Merchant meets the wise wolf. Why did I say wise like that at first? So I've already seen the first episode. I think it's kind of interesting. You know, it's not like it just seems like it's building up to something as of right now, but it's very chill at the very moment. And that is fine. Like I said, it feels like it's building up to something big, so that's actually gonna keep me intrigued. I gotta catch up, but after I catch up, I hope I will still be just as invested as I kind of am right now. Also, the wolf girl, Hollow, she's actually really cool, and of course, you know, her introduction had me bricked up like I was a Lego. So, yeah, chilling in another world with level 2 super cheat powers. I'm not even gonna lie to you, the name kind of got me with that one. Haven't seen it, haven't heard of it from anything. I just was looking on the spring anime list, saw that name, and I was like, huh, okay. So I decided I'll give that a watch just because of the name. It might be mid. It seems like it'd probably be like an isekai, but or something that would be probably mid. But you never know. I might actually enjoy it, and it might not actually be mid like I'm kind of thinking. You never know. I'm not going to go into it closed minded like I sound like I'm doing. I'll actually go into it with an open mind because, like I said, it actually might be goaded. But I'm just saying that if it is mid, then my expectations from before are just not exactly going to be diminished. Jisan Basan Wakageru, which is translated for Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again. I'm not even gonna lie, just that title is why I wanted to watch it. It just seems like a super wholesome time. You know, they were grandpa and grandpa, and then they just became young again, meaning they can experience all the fruits of life again. You know, they don't have to only plant flowers no more. They can actually be active, go swimming, go fishing, dance, you know, just all that cool shit. You know, they don't have to just sit around anymore and then do the flowers. They can do a lot of activities. And then since they're grandpa and grandma, they can hang with the grandkids like they did with their kids. So that's also a really cool thing. So I really just wanted to watch it because it seems like it would just be a really wholesome time. And yeah, not really too many deep reasons. Once again, it's just the name itself. I was reincarnated as the seventh prince so I can take my time perfecting my magical ability. I'm just gonna let this image speak for itself as to why I'm going to watch it. Data Live 5. Kind of like the last one. I'm gonna just let this speak for itself. It's Kurumi. So yeah, hope I'm not um wrong for choosing that being my reason, but that's the reason. I know, because of the names and the characters that I see hyped up. Well, actually, names don't get hyped up, but the characters getting hyped up, and then me just looking at these names and thinking, "Oh, that'd be cool to watch." That might be a super terrible reason to start things, but you know what? I think that's actually a really good reason to start things. Because then, if you see something that kind of interests you, even at the title, then if you watch and enjoy it, then that was just a really good boost to get you up into watching it. And that is next with a condition called love. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for some romance. I'm not like a super romantic guy, but I might put me on a little bit of a romance. Even better if it's a rom com. You know what I'm saying? So seeing a condition called love being its name, it just seems like maybe it might be wholesome and maybe even a bit of a comedy. I know a lot of comedy anime are comedy in quotations because they're not actually funny. They just follow some really dumb tropes that ruin the experience. But I mean, whatever. I don't care. But a condition called love, maybe it'll just be like some actual comedy and some super wholesome moments where two people just fall in love and enjoy life together. And that would be really cool. Next is Bartender Kami no Glass, which the Kami no Glass it just means glass of God. I'm not even gonna lie, with a title like that and it being in a bar, man, that just sounds like the most hype shit ever. They getting drunk and there's God, maybe? Like I don't know, man. That title just has me like wiling every time I read it. So I'm eventually giving that a watch, but we'll have to see what happens. Hibike Euphonium 3, otherwise translated as Sound Euphonium. Now, I've never really watched the series itself, but I've seen one of the movies, and that shit was peak. Like, don't try to talk to me about Sound Euphonium. I wasn't even a band kid. I took it in like 5th grade when they first gave me the choice, but I realized band itself wasn't for me. Not even that, actually. I just wanted to get on the school Chromebooks because I wanted to play Run 2 on cool math games. But even for me, who after time I still realized I'm just not a band kid in general anyway, so it didn't matter, Sound Euphonium still is just peak. So, yeah, I'm going to be watching season 3 of this and catching up with just the series itself and watching the other movies because, yeah, super good. By the way, the movie I watched for Sound Euphonium was Our Promise, A Brand New Day. I'll admit I watched it dubbed, and I thought the dub was pretty good. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I thought the dub was pretty good, and I would recommend that for you. Either subbed or dubbed, whichever one your preference is. Or if you don't have a preference like me, who just watches it whichever way you want to watch it, just go right ahead. It's a good movie. And the final anime on my list that I'm going to be watching is The Duke of Death and His Maid, Season 3. I'm not even gonna lie to you, the girl on the cover, the blonde one, she got my attention. Some about her, just her appearance was alluring to me, so I decided, you know what? I'm going to be giving this a watch. I could drop it after like episode 2, but you know what? If I drop it, then it's just because the anime itself was mid. Because, nah. But the girl herself, she got me wanting to watch it. Hopefully she's not a bitch, because if she is, I'm going to really regret this. Anyways, comment what anime you're watching down below. Give this video a like. Maybe subscribe to me. I'd greatly appreciate it. And that's about it. But of course, as always, I hope y'all have a damn good one and take care of yourselves.